Welcome to Granny Women. I'm Aunt Cindy.
Memaw Dixie.
And I'm Granny.
What knife do you use when you skin your deer?
Oh, I bought
Did you bring it?
Yeah. I use them for deer and hogs because if I'm going to skin, I like to use this one because it's got a sharp edge on it and you can get under and do the skin instead of cutting into the meat. And then once I start blocking out, I like to use this one because it fits my hand better.
And what brand are those?
It's just Wildlife. But they stay pretty sharp. But Jeremy got me an electric knife sharpener because I'm not really good at sharpening knives unless Ed and Will's at home. Will usually keeps all my knives sharp. But I've been using that electric knife sharpener to keep the edge on it, and it works really good.
Who taught you how to skin a deer?
We have skinned animals since we've been in the world, as far as I can remember. What do you think, Nick? We've skinned everything. Squirrels, rabbits. Daddy always said if you killed it, you had to clean it and cook it. So Daddy taught us how to skin squirrel and rabbit and chickens and all that.
Rabbits.
Yeah. Now we used to always, when we killed our hogs, we'd put them down in the vat and scald them and scrape the hair off. And it's like an all-day nasty process. And we go to church with these people, and they kill hogs and stuff. And then there's some people up towards Hickory Tree that used to help skin out and kill our hogs. And they always just skin them, so they taught us how to do it. So now we skin them. It's a lot cleaner, faster, and so much easier. And your meat and your hams, they take salt better. So you don't ever in the chase of losing them. Because if you don't skin them, they got to go through all that skin that salt does and all that. And it's just, you can lose your meat easier. So we skin them, and it takes the salt a lot better. It goes into the bone.
How many deer do you think you've prepped over the past 10 years?
Oh my goodness.
How many do you probably do a year?
Last year I did 6. This year so far we've done 4. Poor old Ed hadn't killed a deer in what, 3 years now?
Oh no.
Kid said he couldn't put his Bible down to shoot it.
And that's true right there. He either sleeps or reads his Bible one, and then the deer just walks around him. But he hadn't got a deer in 3 or 4 years, but he'd rather just sit out there and watch them. So I guess he's in Kansas the last time he got that big 10-pointer. I don't know. It's been a while since he's got one. But now Will and Andrew, Nathan got a good deer this year. Will's got a really good deer, and Andrew got a good deer this year. So they've all got deer this year. I've processed 4 already this year. Me and Nathan done one last week. We ground it all up and burger, except for the loins, tenderloins.
Do you have any tips for people prepping deer?
Yeah, you need to debone it, put it in a cooler, fill it with ice, and then put some water in it and let it soak in ice water. And drain it every day until your water starts running clear. We really learned this when Ed was hunting in Wyoming. He got a deer early in the season. They were still going to be there a week, so he put his deer down in the creek, and the water is freezing cold out there. And where washed all that blood and stuff out, that was the best, tenderest deer. So we just started doing our regular deer. It gets all that gamey taste out. So you don't have no gamey taste in it at all.
What's
Can't
your
tell it from beef.
What's your favorite way to prep deer or cook deer? What's the most requested?
They like the deer loins or the steak, and last week I took some and put them on the grill. I put some steak seasoning on it and put them on the grill and got them done. And then I took and put them in a crock pot and put some soy sauce and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce on them and left them in a crock pot because I had to leave and run to do some errands. And it was really good. And then they like it wrapped in bacon. I fix it that way. I fix it like a regular roast. Just different ways. They like it any way I fix it.
yours again, Brayden?
Okay, this is Memaw here, and today I am canning deer stew. Now I mixed up a tablespoon of onion powder and a tablespoon of garlic powder and about a half a tablespoon of salt and about a half a tablespoon of pepper in, and I've mixed it up in my meat, and I'm going to let it set for about 5-10 minutes. And then I'm going to get ready to put it in my jar. Now, normally, when I can any meat, I just can the meat and don't put any liquid in it. But today, I'm going to put some beef broth in it because I had some extra and I need to use it up. So I'm going to use beef broth in this. But when I get ready to put it in my jars, I'll get back with you. Okay, I'm back and I'm filling my jars with my meat. And I want to make sure that I leave at least a inch head space in it. So I just got you can see this. I've got my meat only in it. My jars are washed and clean, by the way. I forgot to tell you that. But I'm going to continue to fill my jars up. And then once I get my jars filled, I will go ahead and pour me some beef broth in it. And then we will get ready to put them on the canner. And when I can them, I'm going to can them on 10-pound pressure for 90 minutes. Anytime you do meat, you want to make sure it's really done. So I always can most all my meat at least 90 minutes on 10-pound of pressure. So. But this is all I'm doing right now is just filling my jars up. And I'll show you real quick that I'm going to add some beef broth. And it don't take a whole lot, because your meat actually makes its own juices. But this is all you have to do to can deer meat or beef or whatever you want to use. See, it didn't take much at all, but what I am going to do is get me a fork or a knife where I can get the end of the fork. But I want to make sure the liquid goes all the way through. So I'll just move my meat around to make sure my beef broth is all the way through. And I'll continue doing this till I get me 10 jars filled. So I'll get back with you. Okay, I've put my jars in my canner, and you see I put my water a little over halfway, but this is what it looks like before I can it. But I put it a little over halfway because I'm going to be canning this for 90 minutes, and I don't want it to run dry. So once this cans for 90 minutes, I'm going to turn my pressure canner off, and it cools down. I can take it out, and then we'll get back with you. Okay, my pressure canner's starting to come to 10-pound of pressure. So when I hear it start jiggling around, I'm going to start timing it for 90 minutes. And once 90 minutes is up, then we're going to cut it off. Okay, my deer stew is done. I brought it in, and I will leave it set out here probably for 2 or 3 days just to make sure they stay sealed. I do that on everything I can before I put it out in the garage. But it looks really, really good. I'm all excited. And there's several things that you can fix with this. You can do stew. You can drain it and do burritos. You can take bacon and put it on the bottom of a baking dish and then put this on top, then put bacon on top and put it in the oven and bake it like that. It's really good. You can make Philly steak sandwiches. There's just all kinds of stuff you can do with this, and it's really good. It's really healthy for you. So, this is my deer stew tips, and they are done. Thanks for watching. We wish you the best for 2022.